a fellow scientist.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi guys. Yeah, I'm being shy. I'm being shy. Give me pets. So I'm no longer shy. Merskapa pylons. Yeah, that's me. That's me. If I sound different, it's because I'm sick, okay? I'm a little sick because of the cold that I endured on the last few days of my trip. You hear my stuffy nose? I took some anti-congestion medicine and it's kind of working a little bit, but I do sound a little bit sicklier than usual. But hi everybody, hi! Hello, 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 hello. Thanks so much for the hype train as well before I got to stream. Thank you, thank you. What if she always sounded like this? We just forgot? I don't know! I don't know what I sound like. Hold on, let me fix my mic. Okay, I think this is a better position. European gnomes gave her bacteria. No, it was literally just induced by the weather. Hi. Hi! Hello, 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 hello. Hey guys. Welcome in. Hello. Hello, hello. Yeah! I missed you all. I actually missed all of you. I was like... The trip went by so fast that I didn't really have time to like reflect and even... Like... I thought about streaming a lot, but oftentimes while I'm on vacation, I don't have much to do. Especially if I'm in like Mexico, I'm always thinking like, I could be like streaming right now. But it was so fast paced, I didn't even have time to think about like home or anything until the last few days where I was like really tired. But yeah, streaming is awesome. And I also didn't have service. I wasn't active in the Discord at all because I didn't have like good service at all. So the times that I actually got to like talk on Discord and stuff, I was like, oh, I miss my friends. I miss the bacteriophages. Yeah, you're plenty active. Yeah, definitely not as active as I usually am, but it was a good detox from it all. But yeah, I quite honestly miss you guys, and like talking about random stuff every day. What is data? It's, you mean like mobile internet? Yeah?
A fellow scientist.
Yeah, thank you so much for subscribing, Libby! 14 months in a row! Oh man. 14 months of beautiful friendship. Thank you so much for subscribing, Gloomy. Came back and flipped over our rock and we're just eating each other. The Phage love emo is doing rounds in Discord for show. Oh my god. Freaking ban evaders. Let me ban this guy real quick. What the heck? But I'm really excited to be back. I really am excited. I prepared a little presentation for you guys. I hope I like don't forget everything that I have to say about the trip. I have pretty bad memory, so perhaps I've forgotten a lot of important details that I wanted to share. There's definitely like some points in the trip where I was like, I should definitely share this with the phages once I get back, but I'm not sure if I'll remember it all, you know? I really hope I do. We're glad to have you back. I'm glad you guys are still here. A VTuber's like worst fear is that in the time that they go on vacation, you guys will forget that we exist. And I'm not really like a VTweeter person, so I was trying to think up like super awesome stuff that I could tweet so like no one would forget me while I was gone, but I couldn't think of anything. Is any of our asses gonna abandon you? I don't know, man. I don't know. Forget of who? Nah, look, see, it's already happening. Misha was inactive for a week. I bet she retired. Time to unfollow. Some people think like that, or I guess it's not really that much of a bad thing. Where it's like, if your typical VTuber you watch all the time is gone, you watch some other people, and then eventually, like, they become your regular VTuber, which is fine. I've never been like super possessive of viewers because I believe that all VTubers deserve support and deserve to be given a chance. So if you guys actually watched other people while I was gone and you like them more than me, I suppose that's okay. I will allow it. Doesn't know I watch a VTuber who left for 2 years. Dang, you're a freaking trooper, Pie. I know you're loyal as hell, honestly. You only watch the wives? You're good? Watching the wives is always a must. Anyway, if I'm gone or still here. You should put a sign that says, on vacation will return as your offline screen. I should have done that, but I completely forgot. I forgot to do a lot of things. And freaking, oh my god. I was gonna download, what's it called? I was gonna download Adobe Acrobat Reader to read the PDF I made. And decided last minute that I do want to just view it in a browser, but it downloads McAfee Security Scan Plus, and I was trying to stop it. I was trying to stop it from installing that, and I was like, no, we're sorry, we can't stop the installation. I didn't even agree to it. This happened last time. I'm gonna uninstall it. You guys are gonna hear some Windows noises. But I am uninstalling this immediately because I do not want it popping up every 30 minutes like, we just scanned your entire computer, by the way. It's like, I kind of don't want you to do that. I don't think that needs to happen. I don't think that needs to be a thing. Windows doing Windows things? Freaking Windows, man. My breath smells sick. I am sick. But I don't think it was because of European germs. Dude, uninstall this shit. I don't want it. Okay, I think it's gone. I think it's gone forever. You know about the McAfee whale tweet? I don't. I know the guy who made it is kind of... people talk about him, but I'm not... I don't remember exactly why or what he did. He dead? I know he died. Didn't he do some kind of interesting things before he passed? I believe. I don't really remember. He had a crazy life. He was nuts in the end. He was insane. Let me Google this. He died of the JoJo PFP? That's gonna be me, bro. What are you doing when Misha Pyon dies with Giorno as her PFP and her anime Twitter side account? Yeah, I don't think all crazy people are bad people. They get crazy. The second he died, I remember thousands of trades went off on some crypto exchange that had hidden messages in them. That sounds really scary. Giorno and Bruno kissing PFP? No! I never shipped Giorno and Bruno. I like them more as like... I think they're good friends, but I never shipped them as a couple. Let's see. I'm reading about him. Oh, suspicion for murder? What the heck? Bruno and Bacchio? Yes, you're so right about that. They had so much more chemistry. We're supposed to be getting more info about Steel Ball Run next week. I'm so excited! There's a lot of good stuff coming out soon. And there's that movie, like the running movie that's coming out by the guy who did Orb. And I was worried that I would have to wait like more than a month to actually be able to watch the movie because sometimes they don't release internationally. 100 meters, yes, that one. But it turns out that it actually is coming to US theaters, I think. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be there with my big ass popcorn, and I can assure you now I will not be the same person before and after that movie. I will be a changed Pyon. I'll go ahead and say hello to everybody now. They don't call me Vro. Thank you for coming back to your fate. Welcome in. Hello. Let's see. Let's start all the way from the beginning. Hello Dino. Hello Min. Hello Prismaline. Hello Pi. Hello Ria. Hello Ultra Guy. Hello Vess. Hello Kidney. Pi, thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months at tier 1. Thank you so much. And for 10 months in a row, thank you. I really appreciate it, Pi. Thank you. Prismaline, thank you so much for resubscribing with Prime for 4 months in a row. Thank you, Prismaline. I appreciate it. It feels like you've been here for longer for some reason. You're such an integrated bacteriophage that keeps the community active, and I'm really grateful for that. So, thanks. Hello, Tungsten Wolf. Hello, Gamma Troop. Hello, Mick2Goo. Hello, Fake Crade. And Ultra Guy, thank you so much for subscribing for 6 months at tier 3 for 12 months in a row. Yay, wait! Today's your year number 1. Your 1 full year of Misha Pyon. Feels like almost yesterday I was streaming Morrowind and getting lost and not understanding directions. It's still one of my most streamed games. I freaking love that game, man. Thanks for being here, Ultra. You're also a Phage who has contributed a lot to the community, and you give a lot back to us as well, so I appreciate that about you. Arnicats, thank you so much for subscribing for 15 months in a row. Thank you, Arnicats. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hello, thank you. Thank you for all you do for the community as well. You guys are awesome. Hello, McDucky. Hello, Visual Novel. Hello, Who the What's It. Hello, Ubel. Uta, thank you so much for resubscribing for 6 months at tier 1 and for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Uta. Hello. Thank you so much for that. Hello, Lil Dawood. Hello, Giga My Goddess. Hello, Drainer Oscar. Hello, Gloomy. Hi, Gloomy. Hello, Alclinor. Hello, Qf. Hello, Owlbite. Hello, Arnicats. Hello, Sada Bones. Hello, Pagan Mars. And hello to everybody else. What's up? I'll be sharing my little silly PDF soon, okay? What have you guys been up to though? Before I like fully dive in to all of my yapping, how are you doing, Misha? I'm doing good. I'm not as jet lagged as I expected. Obviously, the trip back was kind of exhausting because it was like 13 plus hours of just being on a plane, and that got annoying pretty fast. I had an overlay halfway through, so it got split up 8 hours on one way and then an overlay, and then that was 6 hours. And the 8-hour flight was actually not too bad. That one was pretty good, and it felt good. It went by like pretty fast. But the 6-hour one was a pain. And around the 4-hour mark, I was already getting restless leg syndrome, and it was pretty awful. But you sound kind of high pitched. It's because I'm sick. So I think the snot in my nose is doing something to my vocal cords, and I sound congested, but also a little bit more high pitched than usual. She's full of mirth and whimsy. True, I am so whimsical. Got laid off during your trip. LOL, just jogging in jobs and absence. No, really? I'm so sorry about that, Dino. What the heck? Aww. I hope you can find a new job soon. Getting laid off always sucks. Unless it's a job you really hated, then good riddance. Actually sound deeper? Yeah, it probably sounds so cool right now. I remember one time, the last time I got sick and streamed, my voice was like way deeper than this. And people were actually confusing me for a boy. I remember that. Hi Nixoni and hello Bonatide. Hello. Welcome in. Everything happens for a reason. I'm being rizzed up. I kinda wish my voice was like this all the time. I think it sounds better in my opinion. I'll just grind streaming while I'm sick. I can reap the benefits of this voice. Corpse Husband Pyon. I was about to sing his song, but I already forgot how it goes. Alright, enough beating around the bush. I think everybody's here. I should talk about my vacation. Because I know you guys just want to hear all the juicy details, huh? Freaking nosies. Let me set that up. Internet night, hello. Choke me like you hate me, but you love me. Ew! How did anybody ever like that guy, honestly? Yes, there will be a lot of pictures. Lots of pictures, actually. So, I don't like taking a lot of pictures on vacation because I think... Hi, Manny. Hi, Manny Major. I think that vacations are, you know, for not taking pictures, because it's like I can take a picture of a painting that I see at a museum, but what matters is that I saw it in person. If I show you the picture of the painting, then it kind of defeats the purpose because you can just look it up online. Any bird pics? I did not take any bird pictures, unfortunately. These are all going to be pictures of like the main sightseeing areas and whatnot. Yeah. You'd have fuck with him back in the day? Hell no. I never I've never had like a male streamer slash like YouTuber that I like really liked and was super obsessed over. Obviously when I was like younger, I liked Dan and Phil, but I think every nerdy girl kind of goes through their Dan and Phil phase. I never liked like individual people, and I was never into like Dream SMP or anything like that. No, I don't hate Germa. I like Germa a lot, but I also never was like obsessed with Germa. I've only watched iceberg, like top of the iceberg layer of Germa content. Hello Painwheel, hello. Markiplier? No, I also never really had, I was never really like super huge on Markiplier himself. I watched his Five Nights at Freddy's videos. And that was pretty much it. I never found him like attractive, nor was I ever attracted to his voice like some people are. You were kissing your Fred poster, weren't you? I did watch Fred. I did watch Fred. Fred was always silly. And there's good movies. Alright. Time to show the vacation pictures. Okay. There we go. Who's ready? I was also gonna include my steps for every day, but I got lazy. I made this like in 30 minutes, all right. Misha Zero Vacation. Okay, so to preface this was my first time visiting these places, and I visited in order Rome, Paris, and Barcelona. So those three. And I know that's not all of Europe, but it's some of Europe. All right. I know some of you are European, so I'd like to like talk to you guys about the stuff that I did all there. No, I couldn't visit Florence. So this trip was funded by. I'll be transparent. This trip was fully funded by my uncle, who really likes to travel, and he really wanted my mom and I to take my grandma to the main parts of Europe, even if it just was for a little bit. So it was a 10-day long trip. Some days were completely filled up with just airport travel. Yeah, everybody say thank you, Uncle Pyon. But the main reason we went on this trip was because he wanted my grandma to come sightseeing with us, and she's from a small like ranch in Mexico, so she's never been outside of the Northern American continent, and it was pretty cool to see her reactions to everything and stuff. Also, she's the reason why a lot of the stuff I did in Rome was very religiously involved. I don't think if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have seen. Well, I'll just show you guys. So the first day, we arrived in Rome kind of like in the afternoon, maybe like 6 p.m. And we still had some energy, so okay, my mom and I booked tickets to see the Colosseum at night. So they offer a night tour where they take you inside while there's literally no crowds. And it's literally perfect. Literally, I was like, oh my god, JoJo reference every single corner. And they take you down to like the underground of the Colosseum, and it was a really cool tour. We thought that the tour was scheduled for this day that we arrived in Rome. And we were like really excited for it, so we headed to the Colosseum. We walked around, and then we quickly realized that, wait a minute, there's nobody here, and they only offer the tours on Tuesday, and this was a Monday. So we checked our tickets, and we're like, oh, it's for tomorrow. So we definitely could have rested at the hotel, but we ended up just walking around, kind of like digesting Rome a little bit. Hey, Melchior! Thanks so much for subscribing for 12 months! A whole freaking year! What the hell? Wow, it's so lovely having you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we were just like, at least we got to see the Colosseum from the outside, and it looked beautiful at night. I think as soon as I saw it, I got chills. As soon as I saw a lot of these places, I got chills, because I never imagined that I would be like seeing these parts of Europe with my own two eyes. It's kind of like a dream everybody has, or like a curiosity. I never thought that it would happen so soon, so I'm really grateful that I got to go on this trip. And then after we saw the Colosseum, we decided to have some pizza in Rome. It was really hard to find food places in Rome that weren't like tourist traps. But we found a decent place. And then I got kind of scared that we were eating the pizza wrong because we were eating it with our hands. So I looked around, and then I saw local Italians eating it with their hands as well. So I don't know. Okay, and also, not to brag, but I only got semi-scammed once this entire trip, and I'll explain that when I get to it. Only once, which is kind of good. You know, that means I did a pretty good job at like avoiding most bad-natured people, right? Would you mind if I ate the pizza with a fork? Not at all. Hands are dirty. Hi, Lurk Master. Hello, hello. Pope scammed her? No, 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 no. It was a freaking taxi driver. I talked a little bit about it in the Discord, but I'll talk about it more when I get to like the day it happened on. So after we ate the pizza, we headed down to Trevi Fountain, and you can't see because my big ass head. Hold on. My mom really likes my mom's way of enjoying vacation, and I won't judge her for it because everybody has their way um of enjoying vacations. But she really likes to take Instagram-y photos. And she wanted her perfect photo at the Trevi Fountain, which is just impossible because you can't see it in this photo, but there were tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people that you couldn't even see the front area completely. It was just so heavily trafficked. And I still tried my best to get a photo of her, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do when there's that many people. I didn't take that many pictures myself because just seeing it in person was just phenomenal. Like you just can't describe it. And the water, I remember, was like icy cold, and I dipped my hand in it. I didn't make a wish. I didn't make a wish though. I think just seeing it was enough for me. I don't think I had any wishes on my mind. Oh, also a little side note, I didn't take a picture of it. I probably should have. But the hotel we checked into was kind of eccentric looking. Like, it was clean and it was good, but the bathroom situation for my mom and I was a little awkward because instead of having the shower inside the bathroom, the shower was in the bedroom, like right in front of the bed. So we had to like take turns not looking at each other or like just showering really, really fast. So it wouldn't be awkward. It's not normal at all. I don't know why they did it this way. Yeah, I know it's not European showers because every other hotel was normal, but that one was just weird. I think they were just there was no curtain. It was like it almost looked like a porta shower. It worked just fine. Yes, I've seen family members naked, and it's not usually awkward. And honestly, it wasn't awkward because it's just my mom and I, but I was very much making an effort just to hurry up. I don't think it was a room for couples either because it looked like a normal room, but I didn't think maybe they just forgot or ran out of. It wasn't a love hotel either. It was named after like the Pope or something. So I don't think they had that in mind. I'm not sure, but it was a really weird hotel. Also, we did not book this hotel ourselves. So this trip was sponsor. This trip was all done through something called TripMaster, and we've used this service many times for our vacations. And what they do is that they book the flights. Well, they don't book the flights for you, but I think they do. They book the flights for you, and they also book the hotels for you. You can always like look over the hotels and make sure that they're like okay, and then you can request another one if it's not what you want. But we looked and they had pretty decent reviews, and they looked great. Nothing beats a TripMaster holiday. It's a pretty good website to get your stuff on, and you can always talk to a representative, which is, I don't know, I'm kind of surprised with they've never let us down. Basically, TripMaster has never let us down, and yeah, I think it's like a travel agency. They're pretty good at what they do. We used it for this trip, and we also used it when we went to Japan. And yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the ad. Pizza makes you hungry? Make sure to eat. Eat if you're hungry. Yeah, they never gave me up. They never ran around and deserted me. Anyway, that's the conclusion of Rome Day 1. I was eepy, so I slept right after all of this. But Rome Day 2 was super, super full of activity. We woke up like at 6 a.m., super bright in the morning, and we headed for a lot of like the main tourist spots to avoid crowds. So I think this was Neptune's fountain. I'm forgetting a lot of these names because it all just happened so fast, and I also didn't make like a mental note. I was just like walking around on autopilot. But it was a pretty nice fountain. The statues are really cool. A pretty common term in the UK. Never occurred to me that other countries might not have the same association with it. Oh, travel agency? I think it's common here in the US as well. And in the same area was the Pantheon. It was so crazy because we were walking through like the street, and then as soon as I turned a corner, I saw it. I saw it with my own two eyes. Did I look touristy? Of course not. I was not wearing jorts and sneakers and the Hawaiian shirt, okay? I looked very cute. I dressed very cute for the occasion. I think on this day I was wearing like a long skirt and just like a basic white shirt, and then my Asics. But they're the cool Asics, not like the Walmart dad Asics or New Balances, okay? The Hawaiian shirt is the privilege of Americans. No, I don't own any. I literally do not own any, so I could not wear them if I wanted to. But I would say I looked pretty cute throughout this entire trip. I'm pretty proud of the outfits that I put together. No, I literally got chills upon seeing the Pantheon. It was crazy, and it only cost €5 to go inside, which honestly is so little for what it is. I also didn't take a lot of pictures of the inside because I was just so mesmerized by what I was seeing. And the rest of the day included a lot more walking around and just absorbing the sights. Very good photos. Not sure why I can kind of feel these better than the other photos I've seen. Hard to explain. I think it's because I took them with my heart. All right. I took them with my heart, and like I said before, I don't really take sightseeing photos, or I don't take Instagrammable photos because I just mentally absorb everything. NCK62, thanks so much for becoming a bacteriophage. Like this photo right here was of Raphael's tomb inside the Pantheon, but it's so glary and bright because my phone actually sucks at taking photos as well. But that was it. I saw his tomb. Raphael's toes? No, not that one. The artist, okay. And after we did some walking, we had our first run-in with European restaurants. And so, to explain a bit, in the US, if you go somewhere to eat, or if you want to eat at a restaurant, you basically just wait and stand there until somebody says, "Oh, how many in your party?" and then they like sit you down. I quickly caught on that in Europe, you kind of just sit down if there's place, and then eventually somebody will bring you a menu and ask you what you want. So there were a lot of situations where we were standing around looking like awkward tourists until we had to ask, like, "Hello, can we just sit?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can literally leave. You can sit when this guy leaves." And it's like, "Oh, okay." But this was kind of like this was not an Instagram founded spot or anything. We just found it while we were walking around, and the pasta was so good. I liked it, and I also had my first Italian beer. I think it was I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, that that with some tomato sauce and basil. It was delicious. It was a pretty good meal. Probably my favorite that I had in Rome. And then I got tired of pasta after this one because it was just there was freaking pasta everywhere. The beer was good. The beer was really good. My first time having Peroni, and it was nice. I enjoyed it. And that's not even the end of day 2. We continued walking. We continued walking and exploring. And so I forgot what building this was, but it was kind of like a fortress. We walked inside the fortress. I forgot all about it. I forgot the name of it, honestly. I'm trying to move my head. Where do I go? I guess I'll go right here. But we walked through a bunch of it, and I got all the way to the top and took a cute picture. And on the walk, yeah, Castle Sant'Angelo. Yes, that one. Thank you, Ultra. On the way back to the hotel, while we were finding our way, I found the official like Jubilee Pilgrim store, and I got my list. We're good. I think OBS is doing that thing. It tells me, oh, can't recognize Steam key or something, and then it just like kills my stream. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I should probably get it fixed soon. I don't know. Yeah, it seems I can't ever connect to the correct server for some reason. I'm not saying hello to you guys again. I already said it once, okay? You don't need me to say it again, alright? Freaking needy phages. Twitch website dying for me too? I don't know what's up with Twitch, man. Come on, I'm trying to talk to my people. I need you to chill out. I wonder if this split the VOD. I wonder if it was long enough for it to split the VOD. Last thing you mentioned was getting the doll and it died. I don't know, man. Well, I'll wait a bit. I'll wait a bit before I continue talking. Everybody can come back and see the rest of my cute little pictures. Split the VOD like the Red Sea. I don't like it when the VOD is split because then it just looks ugly on your channel. It looks like you stream the same thing twice. They really need to fix that. How's the science team? I'm doing good. Doing pretty good. I'm happy to be home. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. So, continuing what I said. You can hear the cockpit. I don't have COVID, okay? I got sick because, as you can see, photo evidence right now, the clouds look a little dark, don't they? And that's because the day after this, it started to rain a lot. It rained a lot. And even though I had an umbrella, I got pretty sick because of the cold. Alright. What is my internet doing? Bruh, come on. Okay. Anyway, I got my doll. I should add a raincoat like Lou said. We brought ponchos, but my mom and my grandma wore the ponchos while I was the one holding an umbrella just for myself, and I still got sick. Ugh. But I don't think this is what got me sick. I think one of the last days I spent in Paris, it was windy and rainy. So even with an umbrella, it was cold, and I think the wind made me sick. And okay, after I got my doll, we returned to the hotel, and we freshened up a bit, and then we actually made it back to the Coliseum for our tour, the Coliseum Underground tour. So they took us through all of these, which is the underground. Typically, you're not supposed to see this. Right here where this like oval area is, right here on the top should be the arena, and the arena should cover all of this that is underground. And we walked through here with the tour guide, and they basically told us how they were able to achieve a lot of the spectacular fights that they did, and talked a lot about like the gladiators themselves. They also said that only 10% of gladiator fights ended up and death. So maybe disappointing. Not no one died every time that there was a gladiator fight. I guess it was kind of like a gotcha. Like you just had to kind of like show up and see if somebody would die, but most of the time they didn't. And also they said something that was interesting to me. That we've all heard of randoms or like commoners getting thrown in there with lions or animals and then having to fight off the animals. Well, kind of more boring. It wouldn't be just a normal person. It would be an actual hunter and an animal. So it was kind of balanced. They did a lot of stuff in there. They'd flood the ring to do ship battles. Ah, here's something about that. Oh, thank you for the bit, Scarlet Boy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, hello. Thank you, thank you. I'll drink some water. Hold on. So, they actually said that flooding the arena to have boat fights and ship battles is not actually true. That they only did this once before all of this underground part was actually built, and that was in the earliest parts of the Colosseum, earliest times of the Colosseum, where they could actually afford to do that because the aqueduct was still below and there was no building under. And I think they only did that for a special occasion, and it wasn't really a ship battle. But yeah, the guide said that it's not something they could really do after they build all of this because a lot of the mechanisms they used were wood, and it would, I mean, that kind of seems like a bad idea to just flood all of this. Yeah, that's another, the freaking internet lying to you. Immediately after this, I googled like a bunch of stuff, like how many people died in the Paris catacombs, and there's only one confirmed death, which was kind of disappointing. Because I think it would have been much cooler if I like looked it up and it was like, no, like tons of people go missing a year in the Paris catacombs. It's like, nah, not really. It was just one guy, and it was back in like 1892 because he lost his flashlight. So it wasn't cool. And then I also looked up, is did the ancient pyramids have booby traps? And that's also a Hollywood fake. There were no booby traps, but they did have false doors and lots of corridors to deter thieves. It's like, man. Before I talk out of my butt again, they did build different sorts of arenas and whatnot, no, right? Yes. You're right about that. So for different occasions, sometimes they would have like tropical themed or desert themed arenas. And they did a lot of this, like, stage moving using these underground areas that you see here. I think this was definitely one of my favorite days. Not my favorite, but one of my favorite days of the trip because the tour was so cool. It was really cool. And I'm glad that I woke up at 6 a.m. to snag tickets for it because it's actually a pretty small amount of people that they let in at night. Night Unseen, thank you so much for subscribing for 11 months. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hello. So, for reference, if you ever want to visit Rome and you want to visit the Colosseum, Fish, thank you so much for subscribing as well. Thank you for 10 months in a row. What the heck? Chatter that makes you say Fi. Welcome in. Hey. If you ever want to visit Rome and you want to visit the Colosseum, I highly recommend the night tour. And if you want tickets for this one, you're gonna have to like wake up early and do your research because tickets sell out really fast. We almost missed the tickets, so we ended up having to settle for the Spanish guide, which was the last available group. And that works well for us because we actually know Spanish. But I quickly caught on that a lot of... Oh, internet's doing a thing again. Uh, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Where the hell? Why? I'm just trying to stream. Okay, so we quickly caught on that a lot of people also missed their own ticket times, and a lot of people in the tour group didn't know Spanish. They were just English speaking people who kind of had to settle for that one because it was the last one left. And that was pretty funny because the tour guide would just be like explaining stuff, and like 50% of the people there wouldn't understand shit. Did they laugh at my Mexican Spanish? No, they did not. In fact, the tour guide was speaking very Italian accent Spanish, which was interesting to hear. I'm really glad I knew Spanish coming to Rome because I felt a lot more comfortable with a lot of the stuff people said. It was still kind of, I couldn't understand a lot, but I could understand the important things, and I think that was nice. So after we did the Colosseum tour, we went back to our hotel and we slept. Was the guy speaking Spanish like Gus Fringe? I don't know who that is. Oh, hi, Scab. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. Hi. What'd you do today, Scab? How was your stream? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Misha Pyon. I'm a biologist bunny. And today, I'm back from vacation. So I'm explaining everything that I did on vacation. Here are some pics. For those who missed it, here are some more pics. And this was my first few days in Rome. Yeah, I don't know who Gust Fringe is. You played Elden Ring? Nice. I freaking love Elden Ring. Hello, Garden. Hello. And hello, Dragon Rider. Welcome in, guys. If anybody has to raid and run, that is totally cool. We're just having a cozy catch-up time. Yeah. Hi, Misha. Hi, Misha. Hi, Wolf. Welcome back. Thanks. Thanks for wishing me a nice welcome back. I'm really happy to be back. Alright, that was the end of day 2. And then day 3. Okay. Day 3 was probably one of the most important days of my life in hindsight. So ahead of time, we booked tour guided assisted papal audience thing. So attending the papal audiences is actually free, but doing it with the tours kind of have like a better idea of where to actually seat you, so you can have a better look. And I wasn't expecting to see the Pope that close, but this is with no zoom. This image right here is no zoom. This is how close I saw him, and it was kind of, I don't know, I did feel like kind of crying a few times because I was like, wow, that's actually so crazy. And I wish I had a Misha acrylic stand so I could have like taken more pics with it, and then I could have been like, I don't know, first VTuber to see the Pope in person, I don't know, something cool like that, and then I would blow up on Twitter and get a gortillion amount of likes. I almost got doxxed. I didn't know that there was like a live stream of this event, so I don't know, I don't think you can see me in the crowd. I looked at a few of the clips and I was like, there's no way you could see me in that, dog. I'm like really short. But I was at the front though. I saw him right there. And literally, you can't see it. I took a video of it, but I was right there when someone threw the Labubu at him. I witnessed a legendary moment. I witnessed the moment that somebody threw this pink Labubu of hell at the Pope, and he caught it. I saw it with my own very 2 eyes, okay? Like, not only did I see the Pope, I also saw the moment he touched the Labubu. I was there, bro. I was there. It was crazy. It was so crazy. It sucks because somebody was waiting for their baby to be kissed on the forehead and held by the Pope, but it was quickly overshadowed by the Labubu, which he was so interested in. How was it to experience a historical moment live? I don't know, it feels kind of crazy. It feels crazy that I saw him anyway. Pope Leo has such a kind face, and he just radiates kindness. So this day was kind of tough because the guy in the painting is the new saint, Saint Carlos. I forgot his last name, but they made him a saint recently. What was I gonna say? So in the morning, we had to wake up we had to be out at like 6 a.m. for this shit. And then we waited. We were sat down by like 8 a.m. And I think the audience thing was at 10. So we waited a while sitting, and it was raining. It was raining for like the entire time until the Pope came out. And I think this is where part of my sickness began, because I was just kind of like sitting there kind of in my damp clothes. Luckily I had like a leather jacket on, so the rain was very much like just trailing off and not getting me like too wet, but it was still really cold. But as soon as he came out on the Pope mobile, the rain stopped. As you can see, like nobody has their umbrellas out. But literally seconds before this, you're a scientist, you should know rain doesn't make you sick. Rain doesn't make you sick, but being cold, being wet in cold weather can make you sick. Is that not correct? I know rain itself doesn't, but being damp with the wind and being like shivering, that can make you sick, right? Yeah, it was all staged because the rain stopped as soon as he came out. And then the moment that he went into his like little hut to do his stuff, the rain returned. Keep explaining the sick rain. You guys are making me feel crazy. I feel like I did get weather sick though. I didn't come into contact with anything else. Anyway, whatever. The rain came back and there were a bunch of umbrellas and you couldn't see anything. They're all one gang? Oh, I hate you guys. You can't get weather sick for that long. I just got sick. I've been sick for 2 days. I wasn't sick here. I wasn't sick throughout the whole trip. Okay, it was just yesterday and today, and I'm coming off of it now. All right, is that enough proof for you? Grr. Yeah, I saw the Pope in person. And after that, blah, 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 whatever. I'm done talking about my sickness. I'm sick, and there's nothing I can do about it, alright? The way I got sick doesn't matter. It's just a cold. We visited the Vatican Museum. I did not take any pictures of anything. I only took like 5 pictures, and that was it. Because my feet were hurting so bad. They were hurting so bad. It was so hard to continue walking. And the Vatican Museum is huge. It's so many museums all in one. And I can't even discuss how amazing of an experience this was. Honestly, even though my feet hurt and everything, it was just so amazing. I saw this painting in person, and I stared at it for hours. Well, maybe an hour, but I stared at it a lot, and I was just like, holy shit. I can't hear hello. I also did go inside the Sistine Chapel, but I didn't take any photos because photos were not permitted, and I am respectful. But I also spent a lot of time looking at the ceiling of that until my neck hurt, and I could no longer do it. I also... Did you get your Jubilee indulgence? What do you mean by that? I think I did more religious stuff on day 4, which you'll see. You'll see. Hold on, the Pope thing isn't the last like religious part of what I did. You must become hiking pill to increase your walking durability. I think this day was the day we got the most steps. I think this day was like 20,000 steps. You climb the top of the Vatican. You mean the top of St. Peter's Basilica? No, because my grandma was with us and we could not go up that high. But that I'll talk about that for the next slide. This is just Vatican Museum stuff, which I did after seeing the Pope. And that we got this was the day we got like semi scammed. So I'll explain that now. It made me angry, but um we were using the Free Now app. This whole stream is an ad, holy shit. We were using the Free Now app to get most of our taxis, which worked pretty well. You pay with Apple Pay and then you just pay like a fixed fee to get from here to there. All right. And that's it. We had no problems with it. It was very easy to use until no, nobody was upset. No, like Ubers were fast. So we downloaded the Free Now app because that's what the taxis use, and that ended up like just hooking us up with rides faster. But red flag, as soon as I accepted this like taxi thing, our driver wanted us to walk towards her instead of just coming to us. So all the other taxi drivers, they never talked, and they would just find a way to make it to our meeting point, which we always made sure was very accessible to taxi drivers. She sent me a message that she wanted us to walk to her. And that's fine. We walked. It wasn't that far. But as soon as we got in, we noticed that she was kind of like super talkative, which was weird because all the other taxis had never said a single word to us. Maybe a word here or two, but she was being like extremely talkative. And then halfway through our trip, she goes, "Oh, by the way, the trip is going to be 30 euro." And in my head I was like, "Huh?" No, because it's not. In my head I was thinking, no, that can't be true because I already paid 16 euros through the app. And that's like the fixed price. That's the fixed price for the trip. I don't think she was aware that I had already paid through the app and didn't choose the paid taxi driver myself with cash option. So she goes, "It's 30 euro." And I was like, "Oh, you know, like why?" And she was just like, "Oh, because it's like rush time. It's rush hour, blah blah blah." And I just played it off. I just played dumb because I know that I already paid. So I was just like, "Oh, okay." And she dropped us off at our destination, which was still like pretty far from where we told her to drop us, which was also pretty annoying. And we just got out the car. I was just like, "Okay, bye." And we got out the car thinking, okay, whatever. She's gonna see that I did not pay her 30 euros, but that's not my problem anymore. She starts following and honking at us. She is following and honking at us, bro. And at this point, as a tourist, you don't want confrontation. They obviously know what they're doing, and they're scaring you into, paying them more, and it's fine. You sort of just have to. I already reported her. I already gave her 1 star, whatever. But I turned around and I was like, "Oh, what's the problem?" And she was like, "It was 30 euro, and you did not pay 30 euro." I was just like, "Oh, I already paid through the app." And she was like, "Yeah, but it was not 30 euro." And I was just like, "Okay, I have like 10 euros extra. Are you gonna take it?" And her demeanor instantly changed. She gave me like the biggest smile. I was like, "Oh, okay." And I just gave her like the 10 euro, and then she let us go. But I was not about. I mean, I'm with my grandma, and I want her to have a good time. So I didn't want her to continue following us, beeping at us. Who knows? Like, I don't know European people. She's a crazy rat. I know the scam was successful, and I know that I shouldn't have paid her, And I know you guys are probably saying like, you got freaking scammed. But I honestly just didn't. I didn't want to. I was trying to avoid conflict here, and I'm sure that's why a lot of tourists also end up getting scammed because all they want to do is avoid conflict, and they know that. I just played it smooth. I didn't even end up paying her like the full 30 euros that she was asking for. I just, gave her 10 extra, and I was on my way. And that was it. That was the end of it. I gave her bad review, and then yesterday I checked. I'm assuming she does this a lot because I checked like her star rating, and she's at like a 3.4 now. So I think she does this pretty often. I hope she gets banned from the app, bro. And it's the only time that this happened because I did look it up, and I'm aware that if you choose the paid taxi driver myself and not through the app option, they instantly cancel your trip, and then they turn on their own meter, and they end up charging you what their fucked up meter says. So luckily, since I paid through the app every single time I Apple paid that shit, it was locked. So they could not charge me more than the amount that I was already playing. Why is the screen tweaking? I don't know, bro. OBS is still giving me issues even after a week-long break. So I think I'm gonna have to do something about that. I hope it's not too annoying. But yeah, that's the only time we got technically scammed on this trip. And I think I handled it pretty well because I was just trying to avoid conflict. It ended up being fine. We got to our Vatican Museum, and everything was chill. Gave that bitch 1 star and reported her to Free Now, and that's all. That was the end of it. But my mom and I complained about it for like 30 minutes while we were walking, just because like her attitude was just awful. She was a freaking rat. Muerta de hambre. Pinche muerta de hambre. She was a freaking rat. Like, she charged us 30 euro, and we were like, oh. And then immediately after, she was like, so, where are you guys from? It's like, bro, don't try to change the topic. You just charge us more, and you know it, which is why you're, like, changing the topic. And we're just like, oh, we're from US. She's like, you should have fought her in the street and made a scene. Yeah, I could have made a whole JoJo fight after it. Yeah. The two-faced flip of her demeanor is fucked up. I know, and that's what pissed me off the more. And it's crazy that, like... I hate to say this, but when I saw that it was, like, a girl driver, I was like, oh, that's cool, finally, like, a girl taxi driver. And then we get in that cab, and it's probably, like, the worst experience of our life. It's like, oh my god, like, why? Why are you doing this to women as a whole? Why are you, like, bringing women down with this attitude? You'll learn that Europeans deal with scammers just by getting aggressive until they back down. I'm not an aggressive gal in real life. I can be snappy, but I'm not, I'm not about to fight some bitch in front of St. Peter's Basilica, okay? After seeing the Pope, I just let it go, man. I have no enemies. It be your own kind for real. That's exactly what I said. It be your own freaking kind, bro. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else about the situation. Nah, I forgot. Hold on. Nah, I forgot. Oh, wait, I remembered. So, immediately after this event happened, every time we ordered a cab and the driver was just completely silent, had a cig in hand, and was just driving those Italy streets like crazy, I was like, absolute cinema. 5 stars. Love this guy. Thank you, Giuseppe, for this ride. 5 stars. Excellent review. Thank you. Keep it up. I do not want to be talked to. I do not want to be talked to by anybody now, because if they're trying to talk to you more than usual, it's probably because they're trying to scam you. So I was very relieved every time after that event that it was just some dude with his big ass forehead and his free now profile picture, and it said 4.9 star rating. I was like, this is going to be awesome. Drifting on the tight Italian streets with Eurobeats, for real. Super talkative sounds like a red flag all the time. Yes, I agree. Silence is awesome. Another thing about the Vatican Museum, as I was walking through, this bust that I saw immediately caught my eye because I have never seen a more attractive statue in my entire life. I quickly walked past it and I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. Who is this Slayer? And why is his face so distinctive compared to everybody else? And I googled him. This was my first time hearing about this male that existed in Roman times. This was Antinous. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. And he was a Greek youth who was a favorite and lover of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. And he had a premature death before his 20th birthday. He drowned in the Nile on mysterious circumstances. And the emperor was so heartbroken by this that he continued to surround himself with images of his boy lover, and even made him a god. He deified. He made him a deity. He made him a god. And the fact that I didn't know this about, I've never heard about him before, but upon walking by his statue, I felt his aura. I felt the aura that he was exuding. And then I was just so like, wow. It's just so beautiful. And then I only had internet enough on my phone to read Wikipedia. So I was just reading on the entire way back from the Vatican Museum. I was just reading about him on Wikipedia, and I was reading about boy love in the Roman times, and it's actually quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful how they went about that. Reeves leaves the Vatican to read her gay porn. It's not gay porn. I was educating myself. I'd never looked at porn. I was just educating myself about historical things that actually mattered or actually happened. Okay. I think it was very interesting, and obviously, it's weird in its own way, but I think society just must have been even more amazing and fun for men back then. I mean, I didn't look at it on my trip, okay? I did not look at anything naughty on my trip, alright? I'm being completely honest, I did not have time, and I did not have the internet to do so. That's it, alright? I was nice. And then I saw this painting of a Nene baby. Little Nene baby. On a guy's back. And this resonated with me a lot, so it's one of the only paintings that I took a picture of with my iPhone. No, yeah, the relationships were super problematic, but I think the way they treated them was more, it was romantic in nature, but it was also kind of like, it was a perfect mixture of like romantic and platonic, I think, because eventually, in most circumstances, they would outgrow each other and both would just continue into their adulthood without leaving their wives or anything. It was more of just like a rite of passage, which is weird to say. I don't know, gay rite of passage. Why is it summoning the sun like a spirit bomb? I don't know, but I always really like depictions of babies in biblical stuff. I also think baby Jesus is baby Jesus always protects me because as a kid I always really liked baby Jesus, and then in our in the church in my local town there was a statue of baby Jesus, and I would always pray to it and look at it. But yeah, I also saw a bunny statue. And then we ate at some TikTok recommended place called Osteria de la Fortuna. Osteria da Fortuna, I don't know. Fortunata. It was good. I got gnocchi? Is that how you pronounce it? I got that again, but this time with meat sauce, and it was good. And I also had a beer. It's right here. It was also good. Doesn't look dishwasher safe. Maybe hand washed safe. And it was really good. It was really good. Even though we waited a while to get sat down, I think it was pretty worth it. And yeah. So that's Rome day 3. Rome day 4. So Rome day 4 was kind of more of like a half day. Because we had a flight in the afternoon. No, I actually didn't get to drink beer in Paris. I was too busy. But early in the morning, we quickly hauled ass to St. Peter's Basilica, and this was probably one of my favorite days. This one right here, because the fact that it was free, go inside the basilica just states volumes, and everything in there was so beautiful. The pictures don't do it justice, and I also didn't take a lot because I was just too busy absorbing everything. It was beautiful. You mean it's a church? Well, you'd be surprised because all of the churches in Barcelona cost like 40 euro to go in. So the fact that it was free, honestly, now that I'm looking back on it, I freaking love Rome. I also attended mass. We ended up being there around like 9 a.m., which is when they were setting up for mass, and it was in Italian, but it's okay. I was able to understand like 40% of it, and the prayers are the same. They kind of follow like the same structure. So I was able to do those in Spanish. And that was a really cool experience. And we were like right next to the giant ass organ, and it was so beautiful. The music was so beautiful in there that I was just feeling it. I felt really close to God and to faith, despite being somebody that does not attend church very often and only has, you know, some faith that's been left there from my childhood because my grandparents would take me all the time to church. But yeah, it was truly a spiritual experience. And I was very lucky because this is Jubilee year, and it only happens every 25 years. Actually, no. I don't think Jubilee happens every 25 years. I don't know when Jubilee happens, but it just so happened that the Holy Door in St. Petersburg Basilica, okay, it is every 25 years. It was open, and you could walk through it. And I may be wrong, but somebody said that walking through it absolves all sin, or everything sinful you've done so far. So I'm starting off the month pretty clean. I walked through it, and that was awesome. Felt awesome. Yeah, it was mind-blowingly beautiful, and I felt very lucky. If you went to the confession and prayed for the Pope's intention, then yes. Ah, okay. I did not do that, so never mind. But it still felt pretty good. And shut up, Cube. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's not the main entrance. The main entrance itself is like pretty big, and usually this is closed and people can't like walk through it. But yeah, I enjoyed this stay a lot. And my grandma also seemed very happy, and she was just taking pictures of everything. So that made me happy. And it was awesome. Yeah. And then I took picture of the lucid stands. Look at her. There's so many of her. More people need one. Yeah, this is probably one of the best parts of my trip. And then we went to Paris. Okay, and so I've already been to Paris, and I went to Paris when I was in high school. Did you get the other doll near Lucid? The teddy bear? Yes, I did. I expected it to be pretty awful because I just remember it being so awful. But seeing it with my adult eyes, I actually had a lot of fun. And I enjoyed it a lot. Maybe it's because I've been influenced by my mom. And I kind of do like sometimes higher end things. And Paris was definitely place to go for that. Yes. We went to the Louvre. We spent all day at the Louvre. Did not take enough pictures, but I saw him again. I saw Antinous again. This time adorned with the pharaoh's crown, and it instantly made me think of this image. It's literally the statue version of this freaking image, dude. It's the same. Because he drowned in the Nile. He drowned in the Nile, so... I saw him again. Yes, I passed by him again. There are a lot of statues of him because he was made a god and he had a cult following. Have you seen this man? Now you have. My doomed yaoi age gap god returns once again. Oh my god, the Mona Lisa crowd was... I don't even want to talk about it. There were a lot of armpits in my face, and I really dislike this painting. It's super small, and I'm not just being contrarian. I've seen her before. This is my second time seeing the Mona Lisa. This fact that it's small doesn't bother me. It's just that the crowd, man, the sensationalization of the Mona Lisa. I was just trying to walk by. I was just trying to walk through, man. And, like, people's armpits were just, like, in my face because I'm short. People stinked. It's an unfinished painting, for fuck's sake. And there's a bunch of other Da Vinci paintings down the hall that nobody is making a giant line to go see. So, the fact that this one is famous because of its process and because of its history of being stolen. I'm not a big fan of the Mona Lisa. That's okay, and that's okay. I think a lot of people have started to feel this way about the painting. But I saw her again, and I saw some cool statues, saw a bunch of other cool paintings. I saw this painting, which is the Have a Nice Life album cover of my favorite album of theirs. I saw it. I took a picture of it. It's the only picture I took because I was just like, lol, album cover. But yes, paintings in person are so strange. They can bring you to tears in person. That's exactly why I didn't take any pictures, because it defeats the purpose. I saw the paintings with my own very two eyes. I saw all the ginormous paintings of Napoleon. Did I see any of Iraqi's works at the Louvre? I did not, and maybe just missed them or walked by the modern art a bit too fast. This dining hall is part of one of the Louvre exhibits that has just recreations of lavish apartments from rich French people at the time. And that was pretty cool. My mom wanted to see this the most. Do you own any sort of dedicated camera? I have a digital camera, and I took it on the trip, but it died on the first day. So I did not take pictures with it. And I had to use my shitty phone for all of this with massive glare. And then after the Louvre, my mom and I, well, my mom heard about this place that I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me look it up again. So it's called Officine Universelle Bewley. And they sell a lot of different things, such as body oils, perfumes, and combs that you can get personalized with your name on. They didn't have the comb that I wanted, so I did not get a comb. We waited like an hour in line to get into here, by the way. And yeah, it's definitely very bougie, but I got a very, very nice body oil. And the only reason I got it was because the design on the bottle itself is just beautiful. And it smelled pretty good. It smelled really good. The fragrance I got is good. Was it worth the 1 hour wait? I think yes, because now I have a keepsake from Paris that I can actually use, and I'll forever be able to remember this moment of waiting in line with my mom while she was grumpy, and we may have fought a little bit in the line. But as soon as we went inside, everything was chill, lol. We were just hungry and grumpy from waiting in line. Fancy Parisian perfume, yes. But the fragrance? It's Myrrhe, Myrrhe. Did I pronounce that correctly? It smells really good. I don't know if any of you know the scent like right off the top of your head, but it smells pretty good. Are you the type to keep interesting bottles and packaging as souvenirs? I'm not a souvenir person at all, actually. You pronounced it perfectly? Yay! Yeah, I didn't bring any souvenirs except things that I could actually use for this one. Did I get to see any libraries? Unfortunately not. We were only in Paris for 2 days. So... Okay, I bought Luce, yes, but she's less of like a souvenir and more of like a token item that I will forever keep close to my heart. That is the only souvenir, actually. If you count that as a souvenir, that's the only one that I got. Otherwise, I did not buy any trinkets or things like that. She's allowed that one? Yeah, give me one. If that's my only souvenir I'm allowed, then I'm really glad I got her. And I'm glad I got her at the official store too, because at the official store, she was 28 euros. And they had her at the Vatican museums for 44 euros. So I'm really glad that I got her before I visited the Vatican Museum shop, because I'm pretty sure I would have seen her for the first time there and been like, oh my god, Lucy! And then not even thought about the price and gotten her for 44 euros, only to go to the official Jubilee Pilgrimage store and see that it was 28 euros all along. So I was very blessed that I did not overpay for her. The Paris tax. Oh, I'm talking about like Rome. But yeah, I think that's the end of day 1. After the Louvre, we were dead, bruh. We were walking around, but we were like absolutely dead. I think I visited some... I think I got my pictures mixed up. I'm starting to blur them together. I think... Okay, now that I remember, I think, I don't know. Alright, well, I'm just gonna pretend like that was all of day 1. I can't remember what I ate this day. Yeah, I should keep a travel diary. Damn it, that would have been a really good idea. I can't remember at all what I ate this day. Maybe... Oh! I remember now. I ate at a place called Burger and Fries. I did not have any local Parisian food because I think I was just like... I needed energy, you know? So I was just looking for places that I could get meat at. And like a good chunk of protein for not that much money. So I went to a place called Burgers and Fries, and it was actually really good. The burgers tasted incredibly fresh, which I assumed they would because the place had a pretty good reviews, and it was all burgers and fries. I was very pleased to see that it was just burgers and fries. There were so many options, and you go with that. Yes, it was on the way. Um, it was on the way to the cathedral. And I'm being very shamelessly American, but I enjoyed my burger. All right. At least I didn't go to McDonald's. I did go to McDonald's actually on my last day there, and also because it was on the way, and we were just trying to save money on food at this point because we've been kind of like splurging a bit. You can see Mom and I really splurged out on this high-end perfume store, so we kind of had to we had to cut it down a bit. So the burgers were good. The burgers were really good. And then day 2, I also continued to not eat any local Parisian food, and I ended up accidentally walking through an area of Paris that was just I think this was day 1. I think this was day 1 actually, but I'll just pretend it's day 2. I walked through an area of Paris that had a lot of Japanese and Chinese. She eating poop? Man, that's not poop. It's chicken. It's fried chicken. It's Korean fried chicken. Why would you say that it's poop? That's so nasty. Does this not look appetizing to you? Okay, maybe it's just this god-awful picture I took, but I also wanted to get my beer in the shot, okay? And I got kind of sad eating at this place, because I was like, oh, I could have came here with Para, but we didn't have enough time to, like, we didn't have enough time to meet up. Since I only spent 2 days here, we were running a pretty tight ship here, and we didn't have time. But I feel like this is definitely a place that I would have come with her. And I was like kind of sad about it, but the food was really good. This was probably the best meal I ate in the entire trip. Actually, even though it was not Italian food, it was really good. It was really good. And then I had a really tall draft acai, and it was just delicious. Yeah, my mom and I already have plans to go back to Paris because we really enjoyed kind of like the bougie stuff. we like that stuff. We like dressing up, and we like smelling good. And well, they had an in-person Onitsuka Tiger store there, which they don't in the US, so I thought fuck it. And then I got myself a new pair of shoes. I got these Onitsuka Tiger flats. They're so comfy. They're so freaking comfy. I wore them the last day of my trip, and they're super cute. And yeah, I'm really glad I bought them there. That's definitely another like souvenir that I can use all the time, and every time I look at my feet, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I got these in Paris. You want to get the Mexican flag Onitsukas? Yes, you should. Made core almost. You're right, they are kind of like made. But I needed a flat, but I can't wear flats a lot. I can't wear most flats because, sigh, very embarrassing confession. The arc in my foot, not all that there. I was unfortunately born kind of flat-footed. So flats absolutely kill my feet because they don't have enough sole support. And if I wear ones that don't have like a good cushion, eventually the flats of my sole will hurt a lot. So this is kind of the only option that I had to get. And it was very good on my flat feet actually. Flat foot review, this was awesome. They feel like walking barefoot in the best way. You can have custom soles made, but kind of pricey. I should do that. Poor Misha went to the Vatican for soul support. Yeah, true. My freaking... I was hating my flat feet the entire time because I was having no other pains. None of my toes hurt. My mom and grandma were kind of complaining that their toes were kind of hurting. But all that was hurting for me were the flats of my feet, like my soles, because we were just walking so much. And my feet are so unoptimized and they cannot support so much walking. I'm really glad I don't like weigh a lot because I think that would probably make my feet hurt even more. Oh, did I die? Did the stream die again? Hello? Are you guys there? Oh, pfft. Okay, okay. Good, good. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna say goodnight to my mom. We'll continue this in a bit. Everybody take a BRB, get some water, go to the restroom. I shall be right back. Gotta say goodnight to everybody. I'm back. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, continuing where I left off. This last day in Paris was quite uneventful. This was the coldest day, and this was the day that it was like raining bunch, and I was very cold and very shivery and very sniffly. Kind of only took pictures of the Eiffel Tower because I was tired already of everything else, and I couldn't be bothered to take out my phone and take more pictures. But I just did some like shopping, and that's it. I saw the Eiffel Tower at night. Did I swim in the Seine? Seine? No, did not. Lets you grow some hair on your chest. What does? The cold? COVID? I hope to heal by tomorrow because I have to go back to work. Or I have to do some lab work. Cold? Oh. Yeah. That was the last day in Paris, and then this is the last slide. We were in Barcelona for one day, and it was my least favorite part of the trip by far. I don't know if it was because I was just extremely tired by then, but I thought that being able to speak Spanish freely and finally understanding like what people were saying was going to be much better. Um, it was kind of not. It didn't really make a difference because most people talked in Catalan. Half were like Catalan, half were Spanish, and I can't understand Spanish accent that well. The cathedral is huge. Yes. I didn't get to go inside though. Um, this was pricey. This one was the one that cost like 30 € to go inside, and that was like the official website, and we didn't have enough time for that. So we just didn't do it. We looked at it from outside and that was it. Also, thing about Barcelona is that the food was just awful. There was no options for food that looked appetizing. Everything just looked disgusting. It was just like ingredients on a plate. I didn't want any of it. I was starving by the end of this one because it's not good. Gray brown sloppa. Street and restaurant food looked bad. I just don't know why. I don't know why. Um. So the food was not notable here. Sir Bar was saying the same things from her trip. I don't doubt it. I think now that I think about it, she also mentioned that the food in Barcelona was ass, and I have to agree with that. Um, there wasn't a lot to see besides some pretty cool buildings. I'm not a huge fan of like Gaudi architecture, so like this type. And there were also some houses that you could see that kind of had like this type of architecture as well. They also cost like 30 € to go inside, and we just didn't want to do that because that's a lot of money just to go inside a funny looking house. That's like, okay, let's not do that. But we instead looked at the other cathedral and we walked through like the Gothic quarter. Um, we took this like uh tram thing that gave us some pretty good views, and then we saw the fortress. That's the second fortress I saw on this entire trip, and that was it. That was it. And we were all actually we thought that we would actually be spending 2 days in Barcelona. We were very pleasantly surprised by it just being one, and the day after was our flight back. So, whew, I'm really glad about that. We have a lot of fortresses and castles. We had a lot of war. I'm glad they're still left behind though, so people like me can go inside them and point at them and be like, "Oh my god, cool." I feel like I haven't been saying hello to people who redeemed hellos. I think I was just distracted. Hello Sylvesti, and hello Canonair, and hello Some Dude, and hello Topaz Gaming. I think that's it. Yeah. Not you, Ultra. I already said hi to you. No, yeah, it was definitely a footnote. It was just seeing like the end of our trip coming to an end, and it was kind of nice. I was really ready to be back in the U.S. Um, we are definitely babied here. After this trip, I very much realized that we are so babied, and the fact that like, well, you can go to a restaurant and they literally tell you like, "Hi, how many are you in your party? Where would you like to sit? Here's your menu. Are you ready to order? No? Okay, I come back later, okay." It's awesome. It makes you want to say goo goo gaga. And I think I missed that part about America. Just kind of how like straightforward things. What is the accent? It's like speaking to baby accent. That's how they speak to you here in the United States when you go out to eat. And it wasn't an accent. I was speaking like a mom would, like, well, not like a mom, like an annoying auntie would to a baby. And yeah, I was definitely missing that because there were a lot of times where I just like awkwardly stood outside restaurants waiting to be seated, and then I was like, "Oh, you can just have a seat anywhere." You don't sound like you at all when you do that. Blah. I'm not doing it ever again. Don't worry about it. Okay. We are very just sit and eat. There are a few that do proper seating. Yeah, it felt weird. It made me want to go to an island immediately. And I think I will probably do that tomorrow. I want to go to my islands. I want to sit down and I want to have my borga. And yep, that's all. That's all about my trip. There were a lot of like connecting flights, and I think in total I saw 7 airports. Did I have fun? Yes. I had a whole lot of fun. I was tired, but it was fun. It was new. It was great. Took a lot of things, like checked a lot of things off on the bucket list. And yes, I do feel more cultured. I now know what you guys live like in a way. Obviously, I didn't get to see all of it, but feel very very cultured about it. If you're gonna visit Europe again, where? I would like to visit again. I would like to visit Rome again, and I wouldn't mind visiting Paris again as well. I would not return to Barcelona though. Maybe I'd give Madrid a chance, but I will not be returning to Barcelona. I just didn't like it there, all right? Like the people felt very cold. I said this in the Discord, but I could hear my language, but I did not see my people. I looked around and I would hear Spanish, and I would turn around and it was some white devil with blue eyes speaking Spanish, and it felt very odd. It felt stranger than the other places. When I think the fact that I could understand made it feel that much more foreign, because I just, it was kind of like a fucked up Agartha. It was weird. I did not belong there. That's kind of how I felt when I was in Barcelona. The rest were awesome. I can't just say that. Is that bad? I don't know. That's exactly how it felt, though. You can't lie. I explained the feeling like perfectly. I was just glad to leave it. The other places I visited were very awesome, though. Misha cries and shakes when she sees an Aryan. I suppose so. It's just very intimidating. It's fine. It's fine seeing them. I just don't like them speaking Spanish, that's all. I think they shouldn't be allowed to speak Spanish. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel right. Anything but going back to Barcelona. For real. I don't want to do it. She has a genetic fear of the Spanish. Perhaps. I don't even... According to 23andMe, I do have more Spanish blood than I do indigenous blood, and even then I'm just like, god damn, these blonde, wide-eyed people are crazy. Crazy looking. They're crazy looking, they talk weird. I heard so many different languages. I think the funniest one that I would hear, though, I think by far the funniest language that I would just hear in like the corner of my mind was like German people talking is like amazing to hear. And in Italy, we went to a restaurant that was like kind of packed, and there was a German family there with some children, and the children literally sounded like the Coca-Cola, like little kid. You know the one. The Fortnite and Cola, they sounded exactly like that. I spoke to Germans IRL like 2 weeks ago. I couldn't believe they actually do sound like that. For real. It's like, it's not ugly. I wouldn't say it's ugly, but it's like definitely interesting. And I think it's the first time that I've ever heard somebody speak German like right in front of me. And I think that's why it felt like very odd. There were a lot of languages I heard for like the first time face to face. Like I think that was the first time I heard Italian being spoken, with my own 2 physical ears, not with headphones. And I actually like it. Italian sounds very nice. I enjoyed that one. I feel the same way about French as you do about American. I didn't find the French language to be weird sounding. I liked it. I liked how it sounded. Yeah. I don't know if I have anything else to say. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I traveled well? Did I do a good job exploring these places? Is there anything that I missed out on? Anything I could have done better, perhaps? There wasn't anything after Barca? No. After Barcelona, it was done. Yeah. Your countries is pretty good. Good job, Mish. Need to go to Florence. Yes. I want to go back to Italy and go to all of those. W trip excluding Paris food? Duh. Sorry about that. I really wanted to try escargot, but there just wasn't time for it. Oh, there wasn't time to like pick out a nice restaurant and like walk to it or go to it. Everything was done kind of like in a flash. It was like the images of Europe were imbued into my head. Venice is overrated, high-key? Yes, I've kind of heard that, and I guess I also feel kind of bad visiting a city that's so flooded, and this feels kind of bad. I feel bad for the city. I don't think I would be there very long if I went to it. But I do want to go to Florence. I think there's a lot of stuff in Florence that I would like to see. Belgium? I would go to Belgium. Would you visit Pisa? Yes. I actually Googled where Pisa was because I didn't know if it was like close to Rome. It was not. I also want to visit Pompeii. I want to see the ruins. So definitely got to go back. Your camera dying reminded me of my old phone. My old phone died in the Bay Area for the first day. I was walking around the city for hours, but thankfully my friend saved me and we took the bus back to his place. Dude, being in the Bay with no phone, that's really scary. Compared to US cities, not far at all from Rome. Yes, I suppose you're right. But there's so much culture in Rome that, or not just Rome, but like Europe in general that I hadn't seen before. And I also got a taste of what it was like to have a walkable city. And I got very jealous. Got very jealous of that. Because you can just walk everywhere. And I felt so healthy. I felt very glowing. You know, I felt great walking all those steps and, you know, just walking through the cities. And I would purposely go out of my way to like pick longer routes so I could just continue walking and staring at everything, gawking at the locals. How's it stacked to Japan? I think I enjoyed Japan more because it wasn't as tiring. And while Japan offers you the same kind of, I feel like you're like the culture in Europe is much more rich than Japanese. And I think it, if I'm speaking like culturally, I think I would much prefer going back to Italy and stuff to explore some other parts that I haven't been to. But compared to my trip, if we're talking like vacations, I definitely had a much better time going to Japan just because of how neat it is there, and also the public transport. You just can't beat public transport. It saves you so much time that it makes your trip feel very, very relaxing. I was able to experience the culture of it, but also be very relaxed at the same time. And I was able to go to all like the bougie areas and do my little shopping. And there's anime. So yes. My vacation to Japan was a lot better. But that does not mean I did not enjoy this trip to Europe. It was phenomenal. It was awesome. Very grateful to be such a well-traveled person. Also, hello, Giga. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Yeah. Thanks for subscribing, Giga. Thank you for 4 months in a row. Thank you. Sorry I'm late. Glad to see the best bunny is back. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. It's never too late to pop into stream and say hello. Never ever too late. Don't even worry about it. But now I have a couple of places I want to like revisit, which is gonna be tough because that means it's gonna cost more money to revisit all these places. At least you can say you're well acquainted with your European ancestry. That's true. But I also watched Prometheus on the plane back and never meet your makers. is kind of the big takeaway. It's funny as hell because I watched on the 8-hour plane back, I watched Alien and Prometheus. That was kind of, I don't know why those were both on like the options. Your soul didn't jive with the origins. Yes, exactly. I like where my soul is now. The engineer in Prometheus is just the average Barcelona resident, right? Exactly. Dude, I freaking love Prometheus. That was my second time watching it. I watched it for the first time with you guys in Discord. And I freaking love that movie. Maybe I don't know, it just has like everything that I like in a movie. And to top it all off, it has what's his name? The guy. Oh, ah! I didn't mean to do that. Wrong tab. It's okay, nothing was on it. What's that actor's name? Google. Oh yeah, Michael Fassbender. Fassbender. Docs, loop is confirmed. Hell no. I never use Chrome, which is why I felt comfortable even like using it to open the PDF. I literally never use it. I only ever use it for like stream stuff. Fassbender. Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender. He's so handsome. He's so handsome in Prometheus. No, he's not the engineer. He's the robot guy that is really obsessed with contacting the engineers, only to, spoiler alert, he talks to them, and then they rip his head off. Oh, don't tell me the details. Oopsies. You should just watch it anyway. So much throat clear cockpit. It's not cockpit. Stop saying that, because then you're actually gonna like, I don't know, make it real. You're gonna manifest it into my body. But I swear to you, it's probably just a cold. Manifesting cockpit. Freaking Nagi. Can't jinx. Yes, you can. You're gonna jinx it. How did you got sick, right? Nagi Queef. How did that go? What was like your timeline of symptoms? Honestly, if I were an engineer and saw my descendants were manlets, I'd rip their heads off too. Well, they literally created the humans, right? You fucking died for 2 weeks. It all came at once. What did you start feeling first though? Like, did you have like a sore throat first, and then a cold, and then you died? You got pink eye too, right? I think you had the same variant that I got when I got sick like 2 years ago. What if they evolved to go cave diving and had to be small? Yeah, us humans, we freaking love cave diving for no reason. It was throat first? Okay. I see. And then what? Farted on his pillow, kidney. That's a mean thing to do. Queef fart and did a flip, so his own fart hit him in his face. What? read that sentence for me again. Is there some typos in this sentence? Maybe they should have made an octopus instead. Those things are made to cave dive. Yes, they should have. But they should have given octopus like the minds of humans. Arnie, how do you even come up with this? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Arnie said Queef got himself a pink eye from his own fart. Oh, okay, I get it. His fart flipped around and then gave him pink eye. Okay. I get it now. I get it now. I had pus coming from my eye. The doctor had whiplash. Ew, 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 nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Did you have the sore throat and then immediately have the cockvid symptoms after? Or was it like, did you have congestion and thought you were feeling better, and then boom. Because if so, I'm afraid. I'm starting to feel better, but I hope it's not gonna turn around and bite me in the butt. I really hate being sick. Being sick actually makes me so sad because it just means that my poor body is not in like optimal state, and I feel bad for my body that it has to go through all of that. It was tired body, then all the pain went straight to my head. It felt like exploding. Ah. Was it like a migraine? That sounds really crazy. I'm glad you're not sick anymore, though. Being sick sucks. It's because you sleep on the floor. Does he sleep on the floor? Does Queef sleep on the floor? Is this true? Is this something that's true? It sounds more like a fever, yeah. I just have a cold. He does? Why? He sleeps on a mat on the floor? Why? Get a bed frame. Or a mattress. Even just mattress on the floor is kind of stinky, but it's a lot better than a mat on the floor. You're gonna mess up your back. He has no mat, it's a blanket? What the heck? The bed is ass, he raw dogs the floor? What the heck? I guess I get it. Sometimes laying on the floor feels good. But I don't know. Just get better at just optimize your bed. Optimize it, and then your bed will quickly become like the thing you treasure the most. Creep with the scoliosis? No way. I already have the perfect image of him in my head. My bed is for the dogs. Ew, you let dogs on the bed? Nasty. I never let my dog on the bed. Wait, we did evolve to sleep on hard surfaces. That is true, but bed feels so good. Bed feels so comfortable. There, I did it. I yapped for 2 whole hours. Are you guys proud of me? I had a lot to say. My throat's starting to feel scratchy though. I should drink more water. This is really old water, and I don't feel like getting some, so never mind. I will not drink water. I will instead put some mint near my nose. 10-day-old desk water? Yeah, I accidentally drank some earlier. Thinking it was like new, but then I quickly remembered that it's not. How's my taste buds? I can't taste. I can't taste, which sucks. I woke up at well, okay, when I got home yesterday, I fell asleep at 9. Like I just laid in my bed for a bit, being like, oh my god, my bed is so cozy. It was like reuniting for a final time. No, dude, you can have no taste when you have a cold. It's happened to me before. And I fell asleep at 9, and then I woke up at around 3 a.m. and I was hungry. I was hungry as heck. I think my body was just like still adapted to European time and was like, "Hey, wakey wakey. It's time to get up and walk around a bunch." And I was craving like chicken sandwich really badly. Lucky for me, around like 7 a.m., my grandma and mom also woke up. And then we decided to get some Chick-fil-A breakfast. It probably would have tasted good, but I couldn't taste much of it because of my cold. Yeah. Unfortunately. You're also sick, Visual? Is it a cold? Or do you have something else? Guess we all sick. I think there's just a cold going around. I never passed a test for any viruses. Well, that's the thing. When I got sick like you did, and it was like intensely sick, I also didn't test positive for COVID. So I think it must just be like some giga fucked up strain that doesn't show up on test. But I'm pretty sure it's some type of COVID. Lots of sickness in the air as of late. For real. My mom and my grandma aren't sick, and that's good. What if it's the COVID 20? I think it is, bro. I think it's like COVID 52. Does only catch it if it's for the first couple of days I found. Ah, okay. Tuna con mayonesa. Thank you so much for becoming a Victor of Age. Welcome in. Hello, hello. We're all gonna die. We're not. We're just suffering from a bit of a cold. Also, I used my Switch a lot in the plane and during like downtimes of vacation. I never saw anybody else with the Switch. I never saw one Nintendo Switch. People just not use it in Europe? Is it just not like a popular console in Europe? Or is it just like for children? I felt very much like a child pulling out like my silly little gaming thing. I'd lol if I saw that. A Switch? Why? It's just a console. Only babies play the Switch. I actually felt like a baby. I felt like a Google Gaga baby, like playing it on the plane and playing my little Stardew Valley and making doing my crops and stuff. Felt a little awkward playing VNs on the plane. Oh yeah, definitely. VNs on the plane sounds like really awkward. No one ever had a Switch Lite? No, I only ever had... It's the first Switch, and that's all. Switch dropped in sales after Steam Deck release. It's not as popular like in the US. Okay, I think the US is just full of a lot of like man babies that have their little Switch. I'm such an adult. I feel so secure about this, and I'm not allowed to have fun. I felt insecure about having fun on the plane. Hmm. Also downloaded Scooby Doo movies to watch on the plane, but I ended up not watching them because I felt kind of self-conscious. Hmm. Hmm. My life is like a video game. One of them is streaming right now. Yeah, it's me. It's literally me. No fun allowed. I felt like a goofy goober. Scooby Doo in the Mishaplex? I guess we gotta watch Scooby in the Mishacord yet. Yes, I wanna watch the Scooby Doo movie where they go in the pyramids. And there's like mummies and stuff. You're allowed to have fun. Yeah, I am. That is true. I just have to not care about what other people think. But don't worry, I was like pulling that shit out. I was playing it for hours. I had a movie on while I was playing my Switch. I was uber stimming on the plane, bro. This is like next level passing time. We gotta be fun coded. I like the idea of being fun coded and very open minded and whimsical. I'm also realizing that I may need to end stream a little early because I haven't done this much talking in a really long time, and I think that combined with my cold is starting to make my throat feel like really, really, really scratchy, and it didn't feel like that before. And the last thing I want to do is like coughing a bunch, like. Why I'm like clearing it a lot. I'd also just like to like wind down and watch a movie because I am still a little tired and jet lagged. Took some Pocari Sweat. Tomorrow I'll get some electrolytes. I took some. I was a lot snifflier earlier, but right before stream I took. Sorry. I took like this medicine I got in France. um it's like anti congestion. And it worked a lot because it cleared up my nose. It's not like runny anymore, but definitely still down sick, and I'm starting to get a little tickle. Starting to get a tickle in my throat. More than you can ask for, go rest. I'll talk for a little while more. There's no reason why I couldn't continue. Don't ejaculate your cold. What does that mean? What does that even mean? You mean exasperate? Use the wrong word there, buddy. I might want to check that real quick. It's the same thing. It is not. Actually, give me a second. I think I might be able to fix this if I go get some water, so I'll be right back. I'm not gonna put the BRB screen on. I'll just be here. You can continue looking at my photos. Okay, I got water. Ken Dret, thank you so much for becoming a bacteriophage. Welcome in. Hello. Hi. Let me drink some. Eh. The okay emo is there. Right there. Right here. I added it. See, I told you I wouldn't forget. I actually added it, and I drew it myself. It was hard. My drawing skills have been kind of in decline. I had to issue a refund for a commission this morning because I was just like, it's been a month since I've been trying to finish this one, and I just can't. I can't find a good way to draw it, or I don't feel confident in the way that I am drawing it, so I just went ahead and refunded it. I fell for you. Oh. Random words. Your eye fell. You may want to pick it up. Now, where's Phage Love? I got a smooch. I don't want to add Phage Love because Phage Love kind of only works if you can see all of it. Otherwise, I think there's a lot going on. I don't really know how to make emotes like that. Some people that make emotes, they know exactly where to put like the line placement and where to like make things bolder so you can actually see the image even though it's small. It's good. Are you sure? I feel like it's a bad emote. I feel like I could have done a better job drawing it. I think I'll just like commission someone to do it later. It is really good. I don't know. It's your favorite? Fine. I guess I'll add it. Since you guys want it so bad. I don't like the Phage cat either. I definitely have to redo that one. Because I made that one before I made the new design. You can make it a wide emote and put it on 7TV. That is true. Yeah, I'll remake, yeah. Oh, I love the Bachi Kiss. I think the Bachi Kiss is so effective because there's not that many details on it. But unfortunately, bacteriophages are very detailed creatures. And, yeah, I have to... Gets a little lost. Like, the image gets a little lost. Because there's so much going on. But I'll add it right now. Since you guys want it. And I just want to make you guys happy. So, let's see. Your rewards. Emotes. I only have 6 more slots left for still emotes. So I must be careful. Where is it? Now let me see if I can find it. I think it should be in my drawing folder. Drawings. Here it is. Dang, bro. Phage Love. It's been uploaded. You can use it now. Congratulations. It's everybody's favorite day. Real smoocher hours. The animated one looks... The one you just sent looks really good. It's too small. You, like, can't see what's going on. Maybe I should, like, zoom in on it. And do, like, a zoomed-in version on Twitch. Because I gotta squint. You can't tell what's going on there. Come on, you gotta agree that it's not in the best of composition. Let me see if I can crop it. Bigger outlines? I tried. It's kind of hard though. It's hard knowing where to put the weight of the outlines. If you hover, it's big. Yeah, but no one's gonna do that. Let me see if I can crop it though. Oh, I do have a cropped. I do have a zoomed in version. The Discord crop is perfect. Which one is the Discord one more zoomed in than that one? Because I have a different versions of it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll add that one. Okay. Oh, wrong tab. Emotes. It won't let me. It won't let you use it. If you're on mobile, I think mobile users are having a hard time using the new emotes, or I don't know. It's kind of doing a thing. Here, I'll do this zoomed in one. Page love. File size is too large. What the? Will this one work? It's uploading. Their love is too big. The phage love is too big. Twitch does not want to allow it. Does this follow Twitch TOS? I think it does. Let me try that again. What the? Come on. The zoomed in one is too large. I'll just upload it later, okay? I'll upload it later. I'll fix the format later. Yeah, true. That one has slipped through the cracks of TOS. Because it looks like she's just like hanging on a swing. Or like swinging, having fun. Twitch sound is so tight for my file size. Yeah, it doesn't, my file size is too big. Here, I'll just fix it now. Twitch emote resizer. Okay. I would like... I think this one. One's good. Save image. Okay. Now we'll delete phage love. And I will add the new one. What the? Where'd it go? Here it is. Yay, it fits. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oopsies. I spelled it wrong. Phage hate? No! No phage hate. I don't want you guys to ever hate each other. Okay, this may cause some issues. Okay. I think this is good, no? The incorrect spelling makes it better. No, it doesn't, because then people are not going to know what it is. There, I added it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare phage 4. No! Do not. Phage love only. Phage love is allowed. Phage hate is not allowed. That's for naughty phages. Phage hate is for naughty phages. It's good enough. It's a lot better. I think it's a lot better zoomed in. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave that one in there for you guys. You can't find it? I don't know. Just give it a second. Phage love is doomed yaoi? No! I don't want it to be doomed yaoi. I want it to be awesome yaoi. Awesome yaoi with sparkles and magic. Blah, 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 blah. I should just show you guys the schedule for today. Or, not for today. For this week. It's nothing crazy. It's kind of like what we're used to. I'm not doing anything too crazy. Let's see. Where is it? Oh. Okay. Well, that's taking up the whole screen. That means you're forced to see it. You're forced to see the damn image. So obviously today we're having a vacation recap, and that happened already. And then tomorrow we're playing Majora's Mask, but I may end up deciding last minute that I don't want to play Majora's Mask because people are weird when I play it, and I get a little insecure with my temple puzzle solving abilities. Also on Friday we will be playing Arx Fatalis. We gotta finish that damn game. I've been playing it for like 3 months now. And then on Saturday we're gonna be playing some random horror games. Maybe playing that PT demo. And then Sunday, I don't know. I want to stream a game, but I have to test it. So in case it doesn't work, I just put down that there's gonna be a Misha stream. So be there for that. All right, that's it. If any of those weirdos show up during Majora, we kill them. It's just annoying because I have to like go out of my way to ban them. Granted, 2.5 of those months were on vacation. That is true. I'm not taking vacations anymore though. I'm starting school. Going back to school. So I can't do vacations and I'm here to stay. Streams will continue as normal, but I think at maximum there will only be like 3 streams per week. And that's it. Because I have to balance lab work and studying. Your classes start really late. They start early. They start really early for me. But that means I still have the afternoon free and nighttime to stream, which is when I like to stream anyway. You graduating? I'm not graduating. I'm here to stay, unfortunately. In case you hate me. But I will just put this out there now that there may not be any like Misha special events. So there for probably a really long time there will be no Misha Pyon 2.0. And the most I can probably promise is definitely a new outfit. Maybe in like June of next year. June of 2027. I know there's a lot of YouTubers do like new outfit, new costume. Can't really do all that. I can't really plan a lot of projects with the time constraint of what I'm going to be doing, and also it does cost a lot of money. But we have a lot of time to even think about those kinds of things. I really like my current model as well. 2026. New outfit 2026. I designed it and stuff, but I'm thinking of changing it because I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about like my branding lately. Why change perfection? I'm glad you guys think so because I know I'm a biologist bunny and everything, but the reason that I chose to be a biologist bunny is because I thought it would be easier to keep up the kifebi if it was something adjacent, if it was adjacent with my IRL stuff. And I know I don't really talk about science that much on stream, and I still have yet to do the science presentation. So I've just been kind of insecure about my branding. I'm like, am I even like why did I choose biologist bunny if I'm not even gonna like tie it into my content, you know? But I guess it reflects pretty well of like who I am, because yeah, I guess academia is a really important part of my life and something that I am currently pursuing. But that's okay. I just I do think my design is like pretty bare bones, and I don't know. I mean, I did come up with this bad boy myself, so I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But even then, I wish it just had like more details, I suppose. Or like as time goes on, I'm just like, oh, I really wish I had like I really wish I had like flabby sleeves and stuff. You're literally a real life biologist. Why are you getting imposter syndrome? I don't know. I'm getting really big imposter syndrome, especially because like there's a lot of other scientist VTubers that I look up to. I don't know if they actually do science in real life, but regardless of that, um, I think their designs are really cool and they have a lot more details. And like I'm just like plain old Jane over here. There's all sorts of people doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and it's just an image. Don't overthink it. Okay, if you guys think so, then you know what really happens is what's really important is what the community wants. It's iconic and instantly recognizable. Don't doubt yourself. Thank you. I appreciate it. I I do like its simplicity, but I do wish it was a bit more. I don't know. You've just been too busy to try and focus on that part more, like with the presentation, but that's okay. Yeah, I think if I had more time, or definitely once I begin like my studies again, I'll probably feel more comfortable making presentations. Because I'll already be focusing on that stuff. But I think the reason why I'm having such a rough time thinking about biology at the moment, because honestly, my undergrad left me kind of like burnt out. So this whole time, I've just kind of been recovering from all that, and more just tapped into like my hobbies and playing video games. You know, since it's part of my real life, I do want you guys to recognize that it's part of like my VTuber representation as well, but it may not tie that much into my content. At the end of the day, I'm just scientist girl who likes to play video games on the side, and I think Misha represents that pretty well. So I think it's okay. I've just been kind of brainwormy, so I wanted to talk about it and make sure you guys are comfy with the fact that there probably won't be any like new developments to this what you're seeing anytime soon. I'm gonna stay this way for quite some time, and that's okay. That's completely fine. I don't have to have a 2.0, and I don't have to like, change a bunch of things for streams to be fun and good. Yeah, I think things will be fine. Change is bad. A lot of people think so, actually. I like the Misha we have. Good, good. I'm glad, because you're here to stay. It doesn't need to be in our faces. It represents you greatly. Okay, I'm glad. Misha 2.0 can just be your model with the mustache. Wait a minute. You get nervous when someone announces a 2.0? I guess I get it. I think I get excited just because I know I'm thinking more like in the VTuber mindset, where it's like getting your 2.0 is like really crazy fun experience, because you're having like a whole new self. You're like being reborn. Where'd Misha go? Hello, I'm Michael. Hello, I'm Michael. And I smoke a pack. I smoke a whole pack every day. You don't want to be like me, kids. Lay off them vapes and lay off them cigarettes. Unless you want to turn into me. Yeah. Michael Pyon. Name my firstborn child Michael, regardless of its gender. Garden, thank you so much for the gifts up to generic username. Thank you, Garden. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Marge. Homer. She's gone full European, smoking a whole pack's mustache. I think if I lived in Europe, I would be a smoker, because the reason I don't smoke now is because, like... Actually, no, I lied. I just don't think I would like it. I think I would be the type to, like, take a single hit of, like, a blunt and then instantly be like... So I never want to put myself in that situation. Every time I'm offered some sort of smoke at a party, I just always say no, because I'm worried that's gonna happen. And then everybody's gonna think I'm cringe and lame. True, me too. Yeah, like what if I can't hit the blunt like in a cool way, and I just start coughing and throwing up at how awful it tastes? What if that happens? I don't even want to think about it. I never smoked a cigarette, but I smoked a blunt, and that shit felt awful on the tongue. Bleh. Weed trying stream next week. Their next thought would be smoke it again, probably. Oh, hi Dizzy. Hi Dizzy, how are you? How are you? You want to try flavored cigs? Why not just flavored vape? What? I've always been curious about what different flavors they have. Vape flavors. Vapes are ass, don't vape. I'm not gonna vape. I'm just saying I'm curious. Flavored vapes are okay. You would fall for the flavored ciggies. Yeah, I think Dizzy definitely would. Unicorn milk is the best. What the hell is unicorn milk? Horse cum? Watermelon ice. Grape ice. Why do all of these have ice after? Upgrade straight to flavored cigars. Cigars are cool though. I think it's always cool when someone smokes a cigar because it's just such a statement, you know? My friend let me smoke her vape and I didn't feel shit. Yeah, it's literally just like flavored air that is still kind of bad for you. It's like, why? It just looks stupid. Like you're sucking on a little thing outside. You're outside talking to people, and then you pull out like your little juice stick, and you're like, oh, I had to take I take the edge off a little bit. Okay, much better. It's like you're taking out a little juice box. Ice usually means it's followed with menthol taste. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Many vapes don't have nicotine in them. It's still bad for your lungs, no? I used to smoke cigars 12 hours a day, and it is cool as fuck. What kind of cigars did you smoke? Pull out your rainbow dongalog. What is that? I saw on Insta Reels today that somebody had a vape pen thingy. Sorry, I got the hiccup. A vape pen thing that the cover was in like faux human skin, but it looked very real. It was like a human skin vape. That was kind of cool. I gotta say, I was kind of impressed by that. If I ever vaped, I would definitely want that to be my little thingy. It's really cool. Maybe I can find it on Google. Human skin vape. I can only hope it's fake. It's probably fake. It looked kind of synthetic. I'm not gonna find this on Google, bro, and I did not save this on Instagram, so you guys are just gonna have to imagine it, okay? Umbilical cord flavored vape. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Was it AI? No, it wasn't AI. They were showing how to wash it correctly. 0 search results? Yeah, I did not get anything. I'm sure I'll be able to find it later. If I find it on Instagram, then I'll share it with you guys. Yeah. I hope the Arch Linux vape I put in Funny Share was real. I don't think I saw it. Hold on. Funny Share. When was that? Oh, that one! No, I think it's real. I think it must be real because, like, if it's got a screen, then you can probably put Linux on it, no? You can put that shit on anything. Hello the Infinite. What's up, what's up? Hello, hello. How are you? I think you're gonna get put on a list searching that up. Nah, I use DuckDuckGo. They would never do this to me. What purpose would it serve? Just it looking cool, I guess. Or like bragging rights. Hey, look what I did on my vape, bro. That's it. I know that you can like play games on some. There's some that you can like play games on. What if one had like a piano, like a MIDI on it, and you could make beats. Oh my god, one with FL on it, and then you can make beats on it while you vape. You can put Linux on a window as long as it has a bug screen. Yes, I think so. I feel like Shaggy the way I talk about weed. Shaggy, Scooby-Doo Shaggy? I love that guy. I love when he turned into a woman. That was hilarious. Let me drink some more water. Hold on. I like when Shaggy had boob. Me too. That was awesome. I do like the Scooby-Doo movie, the second one, but I like the first one so much more. Even if the second one had sexy Velma moment. I think she's quite sexy in her normal clothes. I have like a massive zoink Scoob. I did not do an accurate voice. Hold on, I could do better than that. Like zoink Scoob. No. Forget it. I'm not doing that. I can't do a Shaggy voice. It's not. No, it is not Shaggy. Maybe Scooby. Uh, Scooby Dooby Doo. Did we just get Shaggy on stream? No, it's not. You can't gas me up on it because I know that it was bad. I know that it was a bad one. I never seen the second movie in its entirety, even when we watched it in Mishaplex. You should go and watch it right now. I really want to watch the werewolf one. I want to watch the one where Shaggy turns into a werewolf. And I used to own it on DVD, but I can't find like a good place to watch it online. I can't even find like a good torrent for it. If anybody has some resources on where I could watch Scooby-Doo Reluctant Werewolf, please let me know. Because I want to watch that immediately. And we can watch it together as well. No, it's not one of the live actions. It's one of the earlier Scooby-Doo movies where it was just Scooby and Shaggy and Scrappy-Doo. And Shaggy has a red shirt instead of a green shirt. That movie is so good. It's from the era of like Scooby-Doo Ghoul School as well. Hold on. Those are always my favorite. Yeah, Ghoul School is so good. All the ghouls in it are super cute. They're such cute girls. Red means he's edgy and evil. He's not. He's very kind, actually. I like him more in these movies. I feel like he has a lot more personality. Can I just drag images onto here? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. I'm in the way. He had a red shirt, and he also had a girlfriend. I think her name was like Googie. I forgot her name. But it was like his girlfriend, and she only appears for this movie. And he's very like dismissive of her in a way. Like he very much does not care about her, and he doesn't like outwardly reject her. He doesn't like outright reject her, but he does like not pay her any mind. He's so base for that, and she's still his girlfriend, so I guess he's doing something right. There's also some really hot vampire girl in this werewolf one. It's funny. I think this movie is funny. Some people get pissed off with the gags in it, but I think they're funny. Queef found the human vape skin. Or the human skin vape. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, he's kind of acting like a dirtbag boyfriend, but he must be doing something well, cause he still wants to be with him. And he's also like a race car driver in it. Careful. I'm not sharing the reel to you guys. I am aware that I would never just like screen share Insta or YouTube. Cause like there's so many ways these freaking Meta owned apps can just like fuck you over. Instead I will take a screenshot of it. And I will show you. Here, it's right here. Watch out. Human skin warning. Is this allowed? Am I allowed to show this? I'll show it like for a millisecond. You see it? Now you don't. Wait. Now you don't. It's fake skin, so it's fine. Okay. Disclaimer, not real skin. Okay. Not the human skin. It's kind of crazy looking, honestly. I don't know why they had to pierce it, because it just makes it look like nipples. It looks like a parasite. What poor parasite died to be someone's vape contraption cover? They pull the skin in the last tab too. I don't know why. Just thinking about like it being real skin just gave me like a shiver. Ugh. I don't like that. Oh, so one place that I'm really sad I didn't get to visit was the Bone Chapel of Rome. I'll show you guys what that's like. So when I was young, I used to watch this one. I think it was like on National Geographic or History Channel. It was called Cities of the Underground, and it was just some kind of obnoxious guy going around and going to all these places that had like catacombs. And there was one episode he did on Rome, and he mentioned the Bone Chapel, and I completely forgot about its existence until the last day of our trip. And I was trying to make it fit, but we just spent too much time at St. Peter's Basilica, rightfully so because it's beautiful. But I'm definitely gonna have to come back because like I didn't get to see it, and I want to see it. I want to see it. It's a chapel in Rome that has it's like a crypt of a bunch of friars, and they used all of their bones and stuff to adorn and decorate the halls. And there's rooms where you can see like the bodies themselves. I think I can show this because I mean it's just history. It's historical. It's called the Capuchin uh chapel, I think, or the crypt, Capuchin crypt. And yeah, there's just like a bunch of bones everywhere, and you can see them. Wasn't it from a plague that came through? I'm not too sure. I did read though that like no, I actually forgot everything about it. Let me look. Let me read from the wiki about it. Hi Thurns, thank you for the welcome back. Thank you. It's the Capuchin crypt. Um, I'll bring the picture back. You're 2 hours late. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll probably show the pictures that I took again. It is a small space comprising several tiny chapels located beneath the church of Santa Maria della Concezione dei Capuchin, in Rome, Italy. Oh, I'm so sad I didn't get to visit it. Whatever. So let me see. When the friars arrived at the church in 1631, moving from the old monastery, they brought 300 cartloads of the remains of deceased friars. Friar Michael of Bergamo oversaw the arrangement of the bones in the burial crypt. The soil in the crypt was brought from Jerusalem. Okay. As friars died during the lifetime of the crypt, the longest buried friar was exhumed to make room for a newly deceased who was buried without a coffin, and the newly reclaimed bones were added to the decorative motifs. Bodies typically spent 30 years decomposing in soil before being exhumed. Oh, they would dig up the friars and then use their bones to decorate. Interesting. Bones were arranged along the walls, and the friars began to bury their own dead here, as well as the bodies of poor Romans, whose tomb was under the floor of the present Mass Chapel. Here, the Capuchins would come to pray and reflect each evening before retiring for the night. Nice. I am very sad I did not get to visit that. And I also still haven't seen the Paris catacombs. So I have to come back. I have to come back to Europe to see all of the gnarly bone stuff. Yeah, I guess you're right. Europe is metal as fuck. They just have bones everywhere. And I was so close to it. I literally walked in the area where it was, and it just completely slipped my mind. It's okay though. I think I think my grandma wouldn't have liked to come here. I think she would have been creeped out. At the Louvre, now that I remember, I saw a statue that was very interesting. And now that I'm talking about skeletons, I'm remembering it. It is this one. Here, let me save this image and show it to you. And what kind of struck me was the poem that's engraved on the shield that it has. So I believe the one I saw in Paris in the Louvre was a replica of the original. I'm not too sure. Oh, that's a big picture. Hold on. Oh, no, I lost it. I lost the picture. Never take your grandma to the bone zone. Okay, when you say it like that, it sounds really weird, you know. It's gone forever. I'm gonna have to re-add it because it's just like, wait, maybe I can just drag it from here. Ah, there we go. Okay. Bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, bad to the bone, yeah. I saw this at the Louvre, and it was freaking awesome. Yes, I went to St. Peter's Basilica. Not only that, I passed through the holy door that only opens every 25 years. Haha, I was quite lucky. But this is the death of Saint Innocent. It is from 1720. And it kind of gave me some chills. It was actual chills. It's quite small, but here's a description of it. The Death of Saint Innocent is a Gothic alabaster sculpture created from 1520 to 1530. It lives at the Muséum du Louvre in Paris. The image is used according to educational fair use and tagged Death and Art Allegory Skeletons. And on the shield that the sculpture has, oh, I guess I did see the original, I think. The shield that the sculpture has, it reads the poem that's listed on here is not the same as the one that I saw in person. It says, "He is not alive as full of art, born of force for resistance." Wait. Oh wait, no, this okay. It reads, "He is not alive as full of art, born of force for resistance, that I do not strike with my dart to give to their pittance. Pray God for the deceased." This is not the description that was listed in front of the statue when I visited. That's for sure. Because the poem that I read in person was much more unsettling. And it was something along the lines of something that it does not matter the talent that man has, he will always die, and there is no body that my worms will not partake of. And the end just says, "Pray for the dead." If it's in Latin, it may have been mistranslated multiple times. Yeah, I think the one I saw in person was like a lot. Here, let me see if I can find it exactly. Death of Saint Innocent statue poem. Here it is. Never mind, it's in French. Ah, damn it. Maybe I just read the wrong version of it. Because even this source says the same thing that I just read. Someone should Photoshop a 6 sword in his hand. It actually, there used to be an arrow. He's supposed to be holding an arrow. I don't remember what happened to it. but he's supposed to be holding an arrow. Maybe there's like a wiki on it. But this is probably, I should have taken a picture of it, but this is probably one of the more important statues that I saw. What happened to the Musica? It's still there. It's just low. It's actually pretty fitting of the discussion that we're currently having. Okay, I think DuckDuckGo is just fucking me up with this search. I can't find like a wiki page about it. Wikimedia.org. It's not... Man. Okay, well... Anyway, sorry, I got kind of sidetracked there. Point being, I really enjoyed seeing this in person, and it was quite special to me. Man-made works or anything pertinent to physically do not transfer over to the afterlife. Yes. I think that is the point I was trying to get across. DuckDuckGo search kind of sucks, so try adding quotations around keywords. I'll do it later. If I find the translation that I saw when I was at the Louvre, then I will post it later. But yeah, I saw this statue, and that was cool. So I will add him here. I can't remember what else. Oh, I was talking about bones. Okay, that's why I remembered it. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, I didn't get to visit the Bone Chapel. What else? Another thing I did not get to visit. I didn't get to see the inside of the Notre Dame. Notre Dame. I don't know how to pronounce it. I didn't get to see the inside of the cathedral, but it's fine. I saw it the first time. Hi, BB! Hi, BB, welcome in! Hi, readers! Hi! Hello, 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 hello! Hello, Misha, you smell so angelical today. That is because I returned from a blessed trip. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's your stream, BB? How are you? How are you doing today? Welcome. Those of you who do not know me, my name is Misha Pyon. I'm a biologist bunny. And I'm sharing about my trip. Here, I'll do a quick run through for everybody that has missed my discussion so far. So I went to 3 places. I went to Rome, Paris, and Barcelona. We forgot the raid message. It's okay, it's okay. Don't worry about that. I went to the Colosseum. I saw the Pantheon, had some beer. Did a night tour of the Colosseum. Visited the Vatican. Saw the Pope in person. Saw someone throw a labubu at him, and he caught it. Went to St. Petersburg Basilica also. The Vatican Museum, which was phenomenal. I passed through the Holy Door. Okay, that was kind of crazy to rush through, right? Now that I'm saying it like really fast, I'm like, wait a minute. I kind of did a lot, and then I went to the Louvre. I saw lots of art. No, not St. Petersburg. St. Peter's, not St. Petersburg. My bad, my bad, my bad. This could have been a 5-minute stream. For real. For real. A tour through Europe? Nice. Yeah. Only 3 countries, but it's still a pretty good taste of Europe. It was my first time visiting, so actually not my first time. I had gone to Paris before, but that was it. That's basically Europe, at least the countries that matter. I'm sure I'm missing a few. What'd you miss though? I think the one that was most important to share, I really chilled the fuck out of the nighttime tour of the Colosseum. If you ever go to Rome, you gotta do the nighttime tour. Are those ASIC Mary Janes? Close. They're Onitsuka Tiger Mary Janes that I got in Paris in Paris. I got them in person in Paris, and they're super freaking cute. My first pair of Onitsukas. Another thing. That's the place where Bruno Buccellati died. JoJo spoilers, but no, this Rome was literally a JoJo reference all over. Yeah. Those are my pictures, if you have not seen them. And then, yeah, I also went to Barcelona. Giant fart noise, because I did not enjoy it that much. I think I got spoiled by Rome, though. So, I quickly realized that, Paris and, like, the Louvre... Oh, I also went to... I went to the Palais Garnier. It's like an opera house. I didn't see an opera there because it's not opera season. But I did go there, and it was quite nice. But I think I was just so tired, and there were so many people that I just sat on the stairs while my mom and grandma explored and took pictures. So there are no pictures of it here, nor did I, like, actually walk through it. I've met so many people who hated Paris, and I don't get why. I thought it was sick as fuck. No, I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it way more than I thought. I think I would. I think I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 8 out of 10 for sure. Maybe even a 9. I thoroughly enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's because I was viewing it with my adult cultured eyes. You know. Hi, Sushi. Wee wee. Me upon eating my first croissant. Okay, wee wee. Let me drink some water. My throat is getting scratchy again. I think I was talking about something before we got raided, but I forgot. I was googling something even. Does anyone remember what tangent I was on? Hold on, I gotta scroll up. Oh yeah, we're talking about the Pope. No, wait, that was after. I don't know. We were looking up Labubu's. I was not doing that. Can't remember. Labubu, Labubu. The poop and piss meal? The poop and piss meal. Oh. Hey, it's not poop or pee. I'm not even gonna show it because it's a mean thing to say. It was delicious, okay? It was absolutely delicious. So I have no regrets about my poo-poo meal. Yeah, I wanna go back. I wanna go back already. Maybe in a year. Mom and I will return to Paris and do bougie little things. I think I shall end stream because I'm tired and I want to watch a movie and sleep. Korean chicken with poop aesthetic? It's not. It's just a really awful picture, okay? I promise it looked better than that. You missed it all? No, I'm sorry. VOD will be there, though. Did you hate us? I don't hate you guys, but I'm getting sniffly again. I think the med is wearing off. And if I want to get better, I probably shouldn't talk so much. Nano Machines, thanks so much for coming back to your feet. Welcome in. Hello. You got a tattoo? What tattoo did you get? My VOD split, so I think yours will. Fuck! It's okay. I need to fix whatever is happening with my OBS. I don't think it's right that it's just like whenever it wants, it's just like, we can't find your stream key. So we're just gonna like end your stream. Lol. Pink bows and stars and decorative stuff? Oh, that sounds really cute. I hope you had a pleasant time. I hope you had an awesome time getting your little tattoo. Very special. Okay. But I shall be on my merry way. And tomorrow we will definitely be playing a game of some sort. Come to Romania? I gotta see Transylvania. I gotta see the castle, actually. So that wouldn't be a bad idea. But I'm kind of scared of Romania. Thank you, Misha. Please rest up and feel better quickly. Hope you fellas have a lovely blessed night. You guys as well. Thank you for having me. And thank you for, I don't know. Thank you for being here. It's always nice to see everybody after a long trip. After a little break from each other. and I'm very happy about it that you guys are here. That you could hear my yaps about my little Europe journey. Thank you for not leaving us forever. Never, never. I would never do that. Okay, let's raid into someone. All right. Let's see who's on. Mama, 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 mama. I'm gonna raid you guys into Ume. He's playing Half-Life right now. You guys like Half-Life, right? I will raid you guys into Ume so you can watch that. I'm actually curious about how her Half-Life is going. I really enjoyed Half-Life 1. I think I'm just kind of a sucker for those kinds of graphics. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I'll be here tomorrow unless I wake up and I'm like, help, which shouldn't be the case at all. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye, bye, bye. Take care.